GoPro. With Q4 on the horizon, GoPro are usually dropping their models during this time, and with the next gen of GoPro, what do we actually want? Let's go get myself a coffee and we'll have a bit of a discussion. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some of the leaked rumors and also some of the specs that we are actually looking for in the GoPro Hero X. GoPro Hero 10, GoPro Hero X. If they do what iPhone did, they're going to be calling this the GoPro Hero X. So we'll call it the GoPro Hero X from now on. Now, one of the biggest things that we think we're going to be getting is essentially a newer processor. So it is the newest GoPro Hero sensor. So it's a 20 megapixel sensor. It's the same size sensor. I don't know if they're going to be changing the size of the sensor. What do you guys reckon? But a better processor would be great because the screen is super laggy on the back and it's really difficult to use sometimes. But yeah, I really hope they upgrade that processor because potentially that might unlock a different resolution. Would there be higher than 5K? I'm recording in 5K right now. Will there be 6K or 8K? Will there be 4K 120? Like the 4K 50 on this or 4K 60 is absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's comparable to some mirrorless cameras in some circumstances. And yeah, I really absolutely love it. But I'd love to see 4K 120 for, you know, nice, smooth, slow motion. But let's go get this coffee and we'll come back. All right, let's go. Having a GoPro, you can mount it in so many different situations, especially with the new front screen. Now, that's one of the key features that we are thinking that's going to be upgraded is a better or bigger front screen because DJI Osmo Action did a fabulous job of bringing that in. So GoPro Hero 9 were like, bam, we need a front screen, boom, we've got the front screen. So will it be a bigger front screen? Will it be less laggy? Because the front screen on this thing is, in my opinion, is not as good as the Osmo Action. So we want to see something bigger and better than the Osmo Action, than the Hero 9. Now, in terms of the back screen, we're hearing some things like they're going to potentially have a more bezel-less back screen. You know, we are super privileged to have smartphones that have screens that are extremely large and almost bezel-less. No chin, no forehead. Will there be a bigger screen on the GoPro? Now, that comes back to the processor as well. Larger screen potentially may mean a better processor. Larger screen will also mean it's going to chew a lot more power. Will there be a different battery in the GoPro? Now, this one was already upgraded from that, what was it, 1220 milliamp hour battery, and now it's a 1750 milliamp hour? I'm not sure. But it's a 1700 such milliamp hour battery. Now, I really hope they don't upgrade the battery because I've got 3 of these batteries for the Hero 9 and I want to be able to use this with all the other Hero versions. I know there's a lot of other people out there with more batteries than just that one. So if they're changing the battery per iteration or per version, that's gonna piss a lot of people off. Right, so one of the biggest aspects that I did forget to mention is the audio. So essentially on the GoPro Hero 9, this is the inbuilt audio right now. I'm in whole bunch of traffic and I've got my mask on, obviously because it's 2021, you know what's going on around in the world. And what I'm thinking is, well, hopefully that we'll be able to get some sort of Bluetooth device attached to the GoPro, exactly like the Osmo Pocket 2 has, or the Pocket 2. They've got this little device that you can attach to it, and you can put the Rode Wireless Go 2 onto it and get wireless feed directly through to your microphone or lav mic. Now, GoPro would be, I suppose, smart to do their own version, proprietary version, where you would have to buy their own. That would be perfectly smart. Or if they could link it with other devices, Wi-Fi devices, then you could have a wireless microphone setup, exactly like what we're using now. We're recording directly into my Zoom H1N, and you're hearing this directly through my lav mic. So we'll hop into the car Holy sh! There is a bird inside my car. Let's let this bird out right now. There we go. Hop out, bird. Hop out, bird. Oh. That scared the living daylights out of me. I have no idea how that got into my car. What? Okay, so that was equally both funny and scary, seeing that bird actually get trapped into my car. And I have just got an email. So, get this right. Peter Lindgren had actually, we've been speaking together on Instagram, and he actually checked out my YouTube channel. He actually contacted Nanlite for me, and Nanlite are actually going to be sending me out some lights. Incredible. He actually recommended me to Nanlite, which is very interesting, but he's such a humble and generous person, especially, you know, having 500,000 subs. It hasn't gotten to his head at all. He's completely just amazing. It's incredible. Thank you, Peter. Really appreciate it. But let's talk about this beast again right here. So it isn't exactly news that GoPro, you know, is in some financial trouble. In fact, the Hero 9 wasn't exactly a popular release when it dropped, specifically because of two companies, Insta360 and DJI. Now, Insta360 have their action camera, which is completely modular. You can have that 1-inch sensor version, you can have the 4K version, you can even attach a 360 mod, so you've got a 360 camera. They've also got the Go 2, which is a fantastic little wearable Iron Man sort of thing. It's incredible. Now, DJI released their first action camera, the Osmo Action, and that was a fabulous camera. Still is a fabulous camera, especially for the price. It's crazy cheap when it gets compared to other action cameras. Now, it is their first gen. They did have the front-facing screen, like we were discussing in the car, and GoPro Hero 9 decided to bring out the front-facing screen because everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted to be a vlogger. 2021, vlogging's completely different now because of the whole global situation right now. Vlogging's a little bit different because people aren't allowed out. We only just came out of another lockdown. So the Hero 9 is an incredible camera. Essentially, it is their best version, but I still don't think they're done yet. Now, GoPro need to do some adjusting in terms of their business model. And, you know, if they're constantly changing, like we were talking about in the car, the battery, they're constantly changing the accessories on here. Now they actually have the lens mod. The max lens mod can actually be placed on here. You can adjust the lenses, so you can put ND filters, polarizers, whatever. Whereas the Hero 8, you couldn't do that. So that is quite frustrating for GoPro users. Hopefully they'll keep the same thread size so you can actually utilize your same ND filters like you did with this one. Now with the Hero 10, will they actually address that really bad screen issue? They have done so in firmware updates, but it's still not 110%. I do think, like I said before, the new processor will actually help this. The GP1 was thrown into this from the Hero 8, but it's got a newer sensor and I don't think it can keep up. So they need a newer processor, the GP2 or whatever they want to call it, and you'd be able to squeeze out potentially that higher frame rate, 4K 120, maybe 5K 60, because this has 5K 30. I use 5K 25, but 4K 120 would pretty much be a common thing in 2021/2022. It seems like a lot of cameras are starting to come out with 4K 120, so that kind of resolution would be much appreciated. I did a poll on my YouTube channel. A lot of people want better low light performance and no laggy screen, but better low light performance. that's one thing that's gonna be interesting. So changing the actual lens on here, so maybe, or potentially putting a higher aperture lens, maybe a f2 or f1.8. Will the close focusing distance be more than, I think it's 50 centimeters at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 50 centimeters is the closest focusing distance on this thing. So I don't know, will they be bringing out different lenses on here? So different attachments, like if you can put a zoom lens on here, you could probably put a macro lens, maybe even an anamorphic. Are we asking too much for that? But that would be really interesting to see anyway. Now, a lot of people are wanting a tripod mount directly onto the GoPro itself. Is that possible? Yeah, it is possible, but it would just depend on how they're actually going to be designing the finger mount position here. Is there going to be a sliding mechanism where you can slide it across, and then you've got the, I don't know. Let's see if GoPro can sort that one out. But that is one big wish that a lot of people wanted in the next GoPro. Now, have I missed anything? Is there something else that you guys would want to see from the next GoPro Hero 10 or Hero X? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm really interested. So the DJI Osmo Action has a quick switch button on the side, which is absolutely fantastic. You can switch between each custom mode that you've actually designed. Whereas this one, you kind of have to turn it on and flick through really bad screen and select your mode. Perfectly fine, but if you could switch through it with the side button or top button, that would be absolutely amazing. And especially if you've got massive gloves. I know it gets quite cold sometimes when you're actually using this. I don't snowboard. We don't really have too much snow, especially in Queensland. There's like no snow. It's a hot place. And if you've got snow gloves on, trying to go through these menus, it's not possible. You got to take your gloves off, and you know what I mean. If you've got gloves, if you've got big hands, I don't know, it's gonna be difficult to use a screen. Buttons definitely does help. But anyway, guys, that is a video about the GoPro Hero 10. If you have any comments, please drop them below. I'd really like to know your thoughts on the GoPro. Are you still using the GoPro? I know a lot of people, or my subscribers, use the Osmo Action. I had the Insta360 1-inch Leica version, but I sold it because I didn't really use it, didn't really like it. GoPro was enough. The Osmo Action is enough. But let me know in the comments below what you would love to see out of the GoPro Hero 10. Make sure you like this video, because that does help push this video towards, other content creators on the platform. And yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's get it.